Welcome back to another episode of the RiSSky Powerhouse. We locked in. You know, we're coming down to the closing stretches of the season. NBA, we locked in. Y'all see my boy. Had to rep my boy. You know what I mean? My dad boy slid through with the Kyrie. So yeah, if y'all haven't been through the Powerhouse in the first 10 episodes or so, I had Elijah come on during my jersey giveaway. You know, he was supporting the videos, and I did a raffle for people to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel and the Facebook and the Instagram. He did all of them basically, and he ended up getting the jersey. So it's good to see him representing that jersey right now. Hey, Elijah, let him know where you from, bro, what you represent, and for the fans who haven't tuned in to you, give him a rundown.
Hold on, am I the first recurring guest?
Nah. Quan was the first reoccurring guest. I did a part 1, part 2 with Quan already.
I'm the first reoccurring guest. I'll take that. But y'all already know I'm from Brooklyn, as you can see by the way I rep. By way of Virginia also.
Okay, you already know.
Yeah.
But my man's Elijah, man. We've been talking hoops for a few years. If y'all didn't catch the last episode, y'all should definitely go through the archives of the RiSSky Powerhouse. You know, we up to nearly 40 videos now, and I remember when it was December 4th, and I was, you know, making my first video with the 2 jerseys behind me, and now look how far we've come. We're up to 1,507 followers, subscribers. Let me use the right terminology, 1,507 subscribers, and I surpassed that 1,500 mark yesterday, so that's a big plus. I appreciate all the support from all of you guys, and let's dive into some basketball, man. So
first of all, you're not a real basketball fan if you don't hit like and subscribe. You're just not. This is the rookie of the year. You can check the numbers. There's nobody in the last year doing it that's running it up like he's doing it. So.
For sure, man. Like I said, it started December 4th. Right now it's April 8th. And, you know, 1,500 subscribers, a couple of 20,000 plus views on my videos. Achieved monetization in less than 30 days. I had that on Christmas Day. And I started on December 4th. So, you know, running up the Instagram, the Twitter, getting into spaces now more often and gaining the following through that as well. The Facebook page, the Facebook group. You know, we just spreading our wings, and the RiSSky Powerhouse Enterprises is growing to a level now where it's outside of the video. So you guys need to look forward to a lot more ways to, you know, generate revenue, and y'all gonna see the growth, the grind, and the effort for me to provide content for you all, as well as providing you know, a foundation for something that's gonna exceed myself when I'm done.
Indeed. Let's
go though. So yeah, man, we into the thick of the MVP race. I believe Jokic gonna win it, but I'm representing Giannis today just because.
Jumping straight to MVP.
Look, just like that. And look, just because, you know, he go Brooklyn. You know, Brooklyn gonna have to walk through this man if they want to win it. So that's why I went Giannis today. But we wanted to dive into, you know, we know what Jokic is doing PER wise, offensive win shares wise, defensive win shares, value of replacement player. He pretty much leading the league in every impact metric there is to judge how dominant you are within your numbers.
So here's what the debate's been in the NBA world lately with MVP.
Right.
What's the criteria?
There is no criteria, and that's what makes it. That's what gives power to the people that you can't control. The players can't control it, and that's how they want to keep it. They don't really want players targeting a specific thing and chasing that thing throughout the course of the season.
That's why.
And that's what it is. Right? And that's how they do it. Like right now, Embiid is trying to lead the league in scoring so he can be the MVP, rather than focusing on like chasing the chip and letting that happen naturally or happen smoothly. And you can't be mad at him. You want to chase a standard, like you want to set a standard for yourself.
The last big man to lead the league in scoring won the MVP.
Shaq.
So he's making it keep the same energy.
But Yo is the first player. Not center, not nothing. He's the first player in NBA history. He just attained this achievement yesterday. 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in one single season. Yeah. While also leading the league in PER, offensive win shares, total win shares per 48, defensive box plus minus, total block plus minus, and value over replacement player.
Never been done before. Averaging a triple-double for a season has been done before, right?
Right.
And he won the MVP, Russell Westbrook, for doing something that's already been done before. Jokic is doing something that's never been done before. That's like an automatic MVP, right?
And not only for his position, for like players, period. You know what I mean? Like it's not only for the position, it's players, period. So when you look at Jokic in his season, when you look at his second option, Will Barton, his third option, Aaron Gordon, Monty Morris, Capazzo, Bones Highland have came on in the second half of the year. I'm not going to poo-poo Bones Highland, but let's be real. He's been a 12 or 13 point guy. As good as he's looked for being a rookie and things like that, I'm glad Mike Malone gave the young guy an opportunity because he don't usually do that.
True.
So, having a young player come in and be a spark plug and be able to give some production to help Jokic is great, especially from the perimeter.
So, all right, so give them your rankings right now. Right now, you making a good argument for everybody. Where do you stand?
If it was me right now, Jokic is just carrying the most, period.
Jokic is your MVP this year?
Yeah. They all got the same amount of wins. You can go first seed, second seed, third seed. You can say the seed, but when you look at the wins, everybody is about 50, 48 wins.
The seed matters.
You know what I mean?
Because that means when you play that team or whatever, then...
And then, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm taking Jokic first, Giannis second, Embiid, then everybody else you can make an argument for. If Chicago fell off, a lot of injury kind of derailed them, but DeRozan had a great season. If you wanted to make a case for Luka, who haven't been spoke on all year, bro.
Right. Me personally,
year.
See, and I'm the hot take guy. All of my takes is gonna be crazy. Y'all gonna be in the comments like, yo, who is this guy? Right now, number one MVP, I have Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Number two, I have Luka Doncic.
Number two over
I have Luka Doncic. Number three, I have Devin Booker. Yep. Then I have Jokic and then Giannis.
Okay, so first, let me attack the weakest link first. Mm-hmm. Devin Booker for the first 45 games of the season averaged 23, 4, and 4. Let's be real. Like, Chris Paul was like leading the team in PER, offensive and defensive win shares, as well as win shares per 48, offensive box plus minus, total box plus minus, and value of replacement player. He was leading the Phoenix Suns in those statistical categories. Go check the numbers throughout the first 55% of the season. And then when you also consider the fact that the Suns were steamrolling. I think Devin Booker missed 10 games. They lost 1. Chris Paul missed 15 games. They lost 2. DeAndre Ayton missed 8 or 9 or 10 games, and they still, no matter who was in or out of the rotation, they were sustaining the level of winning. So you can't really make the case that when Paul went down, whatever, because when he went down, Chris Paul went up and was averaging 20 and 15 at a stage in this season. So I think when you look at the totality of the season, when Chris Paul went down for that 15 games, Book did pick it up, so I'm not poo-pooing him actually having the ability to raise his level so that his team can sustain winning. But what I'm saying, when you look at the overall course of the season, and this is why I don't have Joel Embiid number 1 overall, the total course of the season, when you look month to month, 10-game stretch to 10-game stretch, how many of those 10-game stretches were you an MVP level player? And Devin Booker is not going to be too many 10-game stretches from games 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Devin Booker was not an MVP level player for more than half of those stretches. And then when you look at Embiid, this is why he's not my number 1 over Giannis or Jokic.
Hold on. Can I make my case with Devin Booker real quick?
Book at 3 is crazy.
Here's my case with Devin Booker, y'all. Best player, best team in the NBA. That's won the MVP many times in the past.
But is he the best player on the best team in the NBA? He only leads his team in field goal percentage and field goal attempt. Chris Paul is the best player on their team, bro. When they all was playing together for the first 45 games,
Paul is the best player on that team?
He is the best. He was leading the team
in every. How many games Chris Paul missed? I want to know how many games.
I think he missed 16 games.
Devin Booker kept him afloat.
Chris Paul kept him afloat. Chris Paul. When Ayton was down, I'm going to the numbers right now. When Ayton was down, Chris Paul raised his level, and Book raised his level as well. When Book missed that 10 games or so, all of them, DeAndre Ayton this year is averaging like 17.5 points and 11 rebounds. That's because when Paul went down, he went up. When Book went down, he went up. All of them have been. Did you see Mikal Bridges' numbers after the All-Star break up until Chris Paul got hurt? He was averaging like 16 points. All of them dudes have been raising their level throughout the course of the year.
There was a point in time I had Chris Paul in my MVP race. There was a point in time. But then, when he went down and Booker started doing...
That's only 15 games out of 82, though. Chris Paul was down. I'm going to get the exact number of how many games he missed. But I think it's 15 games, bro. If I'm not mistaken. They're 63 and 17. That's 80 games
played. My point is, Phoenix has to have an MVP candidate on this squad. just based on who the MVP has always been given to in the past and the criteria of it, which you say there's none, but there's obviously some kind of criteria to it.
Right.
Somebody from the Phoenix Suns have to get some kind of consideration, and for you to not have one of those players in your top 5, that's kind of far off from where MVP normally is.
And okay, now when we look at the total games played, Chris Paul played 64, Devin Booker played 67 out of 80 games.
Okay.
So injury, like these dudes, it's not like they're doing what they're doing, playing 72, 73, 75 games. Like both of them they both had a level that was, crazy throughout the course of the season. They had their stretches. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the totality of the whole season, like Giannis have been completely dominant all year. Like every single month, November, December, January, February, their floor of each month of the season was MVP level. They didn't have a month. Embiid for the first 32 games this year, go check the numbers, 23 points, 9.8 rebounds, 46% from the field. That's not an MVP. At that same time, Yoke was averaging 26 and 14, 9 assists. Giannis was averaging 28 and 12.
If you want to make the numbers debate, Jokic is the MVP hands down.
Hands down. It's not.
The numbers debate, hands down.
Yes, but it's
the scoring title debate. That's Embiid.
Embiid.
You got best player on the best team. That's why I got Booker. But now
67 games.
The anomaly is who nobody seems to be talking about. Who you mentioned, Luka Doncic.
Luka, let's get back to
let's
it, bro.
Let's talk about my man Luka Doncic.
Bro, I think it's absolutely ridiculous how if you don't talk about him, he won't be in the race. Like it should be bottom line. Like what it should be production.
They're scared of
and I told you before we went on, y'all excuse me, I'm getting the numbers and I'm getting everything so we can make sure we're completely accurate in what we're delivering today. But when you look at Luka Doncic, he played 63 games. That's an easy way to get him out of the race. You know what I mean? Out of 82, 20, that's the same thing I kind of just did with Chris Paul and Booker. Like they had stretches where they were out, where the other one raised their level. Yeah. So that they can keep afloat that winning, the level of winning that they were sustaining. And then you have, other players who were playing 69, 71, 75 games that's in the race. So that's what kind of take them away. But when you look at the Dallas Mavericks for the first 10 to 15 games when Luka was in and out, they were terrible. With Porzingis, with Brunson was actually playing very well all season. Brunson played like a good starter all year. I'm not saying he's no all-star or nothing, but I'm saying he played like a good starter.
Yeah, can we do a quick sidebar? Because you mentioned how a team does when a certain player goes out.
Right.
That's a great indicator of what an MVP is.
Yes,
most valuable player to the team.
Yes, sir.
So there's a team that went on a tear this year without their best player. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the Memphis Grizzlies.
Right? They sustained the level, and that's kind of why people poo-poo Ja. Now Ja had missed. This the second.
I'm going with it.
But this the second. Yeah, this the second 8 or 9, 10 game stretch of games consecutively missed from Ja. So they're not even gonna consider him. And he in year 3. I think he'll still get All NBA because he deserved to be rewarded. I think he's gonna at least get third or second team. But I don't think they're gonna have him in the MVP conversation until he come back next year and top the level that he have established.
Because of injuries.
Yeah. He missed too many games, and his team doing well. It's easy to forget about him.
Eye test-wise, and you the numbers guys, so you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. This is very reminiscent of Derrick Rose's MVP season, what Ja did this year, to me.
And the difference is
with the rankings and the quality of play that he's doing.
And this is the difference with Derrick Rose. See, they had a lot of veterans. They picked up a lot of veterans in their offseason that put the Bulls on the map in terms of trying to come into the season to be competitive. Veterans,
with the Taj Gibsons,
Taj Gibson was young at the time. Butler and Taj was young. This was when they brought in. This when they brought in Boozer. They was developing Joakim Noah. They had Luol Deng, who had been drafted in like 06 or 07. He was developing into a good wing. He was supposed to be like a good wing. Like he ended up being mid because of injury. But when you look at what his trajectory in 2009, 10, 11, he was supposed to be very good. He was supposed to be like an Iguodala. But when you look at, they pick up Boozer, and then you also look at Nate Robinson off the bench. Getting Tom Thibodeau from Boston was big because Boston was a big market team, and he was the anchor of their defense. Once Tom Thibodeau left Boston, their defense went from a top 5 hands down defense to a middle of the pack defense under Doc Rivers only, without that defensive coordinator. So, Tom Thibodeau had a lot more cachet in 2009-10 that he had right now. But when you just look at all of what Chicago did to prime Derrick Rose to go out there and put it all out there and have a defense behind them, have veterans behind them, Ja is in a young emerging team. I think Ja is more reminiscent of Allen Iverson in the way of Philly. When he got drafted to Philly, they was trash. I want to use another word, but I got a lot of viewers out here that's not. I mean,
for the kids, man.
For the kids, yeah.
PC.
Trash. I'm gonna use trash. You know, they were trash. But when you look at how Allen, propelled himself in 4 years and made himself a prime player in the league, like by year 3, he was like a respected. This dude we got to look out for type of player. You know what I mean? And that's what Ja have done. Now Philly wasn't the top seed, but he definitely made them competitive. Yeah. So that's. All
right, back to Luka though. My bad, not to deviate.
But yeah, but that's what we need though.
Dallas is trash without Luka, and when he plays, you see what the record is.
Bro, they was awful early, and then when you look at the turnover, the player turnover, they established Josh Green in the second half of the season. Young player who can defend, who can shoot a little bit, cut back door, make plays off the ball, get the open spaces. That's what you need off of Luka. Like, people say Luka can't be so heliocentric. I do agree that he have to have another person to get the ball out of his hands. But Jalen Brunson, 16 points and 5 assists, shooting 39% from 3, you know what I mean? With what? 37% from 3, excuse me. That's a good piece. Brunson is a good piece. I think he at least earned himself $70 million this season.
Ooh,
I think he'll get 7. 4 years, $70 million to put him at like 18 or 19 million per year. 17 or 18 million a year. That's a good contract. I think he earned that. He can be, I think Luka needs elite wing. I don't think he needs an elite guard. Like if they go after like a Dame Lillard, I don't think they progress their team. But if they get a Rudy Gobert, did you see the reports?
I did see.
Mark Cuban is pursuing Rudy.
I like Powell anchoring that defense though, bro.
Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell,
he's been doing it, man.
He'll back up, bro. This year they have a great defense because of the scheme change.
You can't say that when they're borderline a third team in the West with him as their starter all year.
You're right.
Kleber is the second guy. He's not been anchoring. Dallas has one of the best defenses in the NBA.
In the NBA right now, we're right here. So let's give the people the numbers. They're second in points allowed. So they only allow slightly under 105 points per game, and they're 7th in defensive rating. So average, they're about a top 5 defense. They're about 5 through 6, 7, 4 through 7, somewhere up in there.
So if Dwight Powell is a backup,
but he's averaging 8 points.
Where's that defense coming from?
8.5 points, 5 rebounds. It's a unit, bro. It's schemes. They changed their approach. The Dallas Mavericks had Rick Carlisle, and they were spreading the floor, and they were aiming to be the number 1 offensive rating in the league, rather than being the number 1 best competitive team in the league. They were trying to find a niche. You got to remember, when you first got Luka, this is only year 4 for him. So when Rick Carlisle had him, they had to establish a niche. So it was give him the ball and let's see what he can do. And then it was, okay, now we see what he can do. Let's see if he can do it again. Now he's at a point where they're bringing in a defensive unit. They brought in Jason Kidd, who was under the Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Caldwell Pope defense with Frank Vogel, so he's been learning from other coaches over the course of the last 2 seasons, you know what I mean? So Jason Kidd, he had his job in Milwaukee. He took them from trash to average, couldn't get them over average, got fired. That's cool. Now he takes a job on the bench on a championship level team where he can learn from not only the coaching staff, but the players as well, with Rondo, with LeBron, Anthony Davis' defensive ability, Dwight Howard crashing and aggressiveness, tenaciousness on the rebounds, JaVale McGee length, blocking shots. So he could take those schemes that he learned there. Now he can implement some of those with Dallas. And Dwight Powell is good for where they're trying to be. Do I think they can win a championship right now? No. I think Dwight Powell can bring depth. If you can get a deal with Rudy Gobert, if they can get Rudy Gobert in there, and you got to remember they traded Porzingis $31 million deal so they can free.
What's the ceiling though?
What's the ceiling?
What's the ceiling for Dallas right now?
If it's me, I wouldn't test the ceiling. I would just try to get better.
Where do you think they finished this year when it's all said and done?
Second round. I think right now they're gonna have Denver in the first round. No, right now they're the 4 seed. So let's make sure we accurate.
Borderline 3. Remember, they're a game away, half a game away from.
Okay, right now they're half game behind Golden State. Right now they will play the Utah Jazz in the first round. I think they'll win that. They'll win that. because they have defense and they have an offensive weapon that's not only potent in his own scoring, but he's potent in his passing, so he can optimize his team. That's what Donovan Mitchell was missing. So if it was me, I'd take the Dallas Mavericks. But if they jump to the 3 seed, they would then see the Denver Nuggets in the first round, which would kind of be. That's a bad matchup
I think Dallas is a better team than
I think they're a better team because they got a better defensive
yes,
unit. But I do think Yoke can control the pace, which can change the course of how they play, bro.
Man, Luka Doncic could take them to the Western Conference Finals.
Bro. He can. I wouldn't sleep on it.
If I had to guess, last year,
if I had to take a guess, you got Utah in the first round as the 4 seed. Second round, you got the Suns. I'm going second round, bro. If they jump to that 3 seed, they get Denver, then they get Memphis or whoever. I think they can get to the conference final. It depends on that seed. Mm-hmm. So if I had to be safe, I'm just gonna take second round for them. But if you get Gobert, if they can find a way to manipulate a trade with some picks. When maybe they got the Tim Hardaway contract, they have the special deal with
much for them though, bro.
For Dallas, that changes a lot for them.
I'm gonna look for a 4 that could score,
bro. I'm not
for what Porzingis was supposed to be for them because that's what they need.
Honestly, bro, listen. With LeBron James,
because who else is gonna really drop buckets down low for them? They probably have no big man that could.
Bro, Gobert, bro. Seriously, nobody. They don't have an optimizer in Utah. Gobert averages 16 points on 7 shots per game, bro. 16 points on 7 shots. He's shooting 70% from the free throw this year on 6.5 attempts, one of his highest volumes of his career. Rudy Gobert can average 20 points, bro. 22, 21.
Wait. So you one of those guys that believe because he's averaging so-and-so on a low amount of shots that if you ramp up his amount of shots that's going to translate?
I think I'm one of those guys that think when I watch the Utah Jazz, they settle for a lot of bad threes when they got Gobert in the mismatch or in the advantage.
So
I watched the Charlotte Hornets with Mason Plumlee switching out on Donovan Mitchell with LaMelo Ball with Gobert under the rim. The only player on the Utah Jazz team that focuses on getting Rudy Gobert the ball is Mike Conley, and he converts 71%. I'm not saying he's going to post up. I'm not saying he got hooks over both shoulders like DeAndre Ayton. I'm not saying he's a hog like Embiid. But what I'm saying is he's the best rim sealer in the league, bro. When he get under the rim and them hands go up, he's the biggest target no matter who's on the floor. Now, I don't want him going over Gobert. I don't want him going over Embiid consistently. I don't want him trying to finish over Mitchell Robinson
or Robert Williams
or guys like that. No, I don't. No. But when I watch the way the league plays now, a lot of teams try to play him small because the Utah coaching allowed them to do that, bro. You got to take advantage of that, bro. He averaging 16 points on 7 shots. If you made him a focus, if you give him a Luka Doncic, they would be a lot better because they're gonna still have all their shooters. They still got the shooters. They got Bullock. People sleep on Reggie Bullock defense. He helped the Knicks last year. He go to the Dallas Mavericks, and the Dallas Mavericks defense get better. Reggie Bullock is a good player, a good team defender.
Rudy Gobert he's getting paid max dollars, right?
Yes.
If he wanted to score more points or be more featured on the offense, there's nothing stopping him from going to the front office and saying, "Feature me more." I think Rudy Gobert is playing the game that he wants to play, bro.
No, it's a whole highlight film on Twitter right now. Ballers Life, bro. Not Ballers Life. I think it was it was Boss Hat Sports. It's funny, but seriously, bro, they got a whole 10-minute clip of Donovan Mitchell literally stepping back over bigs because they switch out and he think he could take the advantage over the big rather than. Bro, Gobert, every time he rolls with tenaciousness. He set great screens, and when he get under the rim, he do like this every single time, bro.
I want to say this, y'all. He's been talking about Gobert should be scoring more for a couple of years now.
He should. And his score have went up. It have went up. Every year it goes up slightly, but they don't make it a priority to get on the rock. The Utah team make it a priority to get up 43s a game, bro, and that's just how they play. And even with Joe Ingles getting hurt, even with all of the other players in and out of the rotation, no matter who's in the lineup, they still play the same way. And that's why I don't trust them in the playoffs. I don't trust it.
Sure,
I don't trust it until they change something. They got to change something. I think Dallas, you got to remember, bro, when Gobert was on the Utah Jazz, they was a top 2 seed this year. Top 2, top 3. They were just as good as Golden State, and Phoenix had separated themselves. As soon as Gobert got hurt for that 15, 16, 17 game stretch, they only won 3 games, bro. 3 games. Rudy Gobert is the reason they win, bro. If you give Luka,
if you Dallas, you go and upgrade one position, right? We talking bigs. You talking upgrade the center to Gobert. I'm talking upgrade the power forward to somebody that could score more, right?
Right.
Right now they have Dwight Powell and is it Kleber playing the 4?
I think that I can't call their starting lineup right now, but I know their rotations. Brunson, Bullock, Luka, Finney Smith, Powell. Did I name Dinwiddie already? Dinwiddie, Kleber. Josh Green got in their rotation this year. Great. That was a great role player too. And then Frank Ntilikina get a little bit of minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr. been hurt too, so that's been a lot of more shots for players. Davis Bertans got in their rotation now from that trade.
So the easiest upgrade spot is easily that 4 spot, bro.
Yeah,
that's easily what their main weakness, because Porzingis left them with a weakness.
But I think when you look at the dimension of how they need to be impactful for the team to be better, like I think they try to power forward already. Like when you look at certain players, like certain players thrive and certain like LeBron. We seen LeBron thrive with an elite shooting guard. We seen him thrive with an elite point guard. We seen him thrive with an elite power forward. Like it's certain players that they need a certain piece to optimize them. Like Kevin Garnett was optimized by having a shot creator with Paul Pierce and having a 3-point specialist with Ray Allen, and he was optimized. So now, even though in Minnesota he was averaging 24, 12, and 6 assists or whatever, his 19, 11, and 5 is more. It hold more weight because he got those players that finish that. So I think Luka don't need a power forward that's going to demand the ball. I think he need a 3 and a 4. Now, if I can make a splash like a Kawhi Leonard or something like that, or Jimmy Butler even. If something go wrong in Miami, you can make a move for Jimmy Butler. I might even consider that. But I think Dwight Powell, 8 points and 5 rebounds. I think their front court in general is what need to be improved. They need more impact through their front court. I don't necessarily think it's whether it's the power forward or the center. I think Gobert, bro, he's a 70% finisher. When you get him you give him a passer, lobs, bro. Luka, he attracts the defense so that he can pass. Like they don't have nobody like that. Like Mike Conley won a pass in Utah, but he can't score. He don't have enough scoring power to demand enough defense to get passes off. Donovan is looking to shoot. Bottom line. That's it. Like bottom line, he averaging 26. He take like 21 shots a game. You know what I mean? And while he can eat, you know, that kind of shut off everybody else. Rudy Gobert get his 16 points literally off cleaning up, bro, and Mike Conley.
So how you feel about this? How you feel about Sabonis as that 4?
See, I think
don't you think that'd be like the perfect complementary piece right now?
No. And let me tell you why. No, and let me tell you why. First 4
who will grab boards
let me tell you why. Sabonis is an inside scorer passer who rebounds. He don't defend. And his three is not good enough to where he's going to be a stretch. Sabonis is going to take the ball out of Luka's hands in a way that Sabonis wants to pass. Sabonis need cutters. Sabonis need, you know what I mean? I don't think I wouldn't want to put Luka with Jokic. I would want to put Luka with Embiid. Like, let me explain. Like, I wouldn't want to put Luka with Jokic. I would want to put Luka with Embiid. Like, in a way that he can feed Embiid. Like, he going to have to give Jokic the ball and find ways to, like, move around. He gonna play outside of himself.
Because
with
Jokic is a point forward. We know that.
But Sabonis is that. Forward, yes, bro. But that's what he tries to be though. Sabonis is a passer, bro.
Is he somebody who could play the role?
He's even when you looked at him in Indiana, he was a passer, feeding backdoor cutters. He averaged 6.7 assists, bro, last year in Indiana. He averaging 5.2 assists this year. He wants to pass. Like right now, and when you look at Davion Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, these dudes been eating off of Sabonis because he been getting in the high post. Backdoor bounce passes. He even be throwing lobs. Like,
that helps Luka tremendously because Jalen Brunson and those guys are just shooters. They're not really handlers like that.
I think Luka is closer to a James Harden type. Like it might not, and it might be to a detriment. It might be to a detriment to him to a degree. But he's not looking to backdoor cut. He's not coming off flare screens for threes and stuff. He's looking to manipulate the ball. That's why you need players like Gobert who don't need the ball to have a 25 PER.
But what happens to Dallas when Luka goes on the bench? You just said Luka. You just said
right.
them without Luka is terrible.
You're right.
You're gonna need somebody to help sustain. It ain't gonna be a backup guard. You just said you don't want to see another guard next to him. You're right. Gonna at least need a big man that can facilitate. But one thing I gotta say real quick, Kristaps Porzingis, man. Shame on you,
Trash.
Man. You gonna go to Washington and start dropping buckets, grabbing 18 boards, all kind of. Where is this, man? Is this a contract year for him? It's got to be for some bread. I got my eye on you, man.
It's freedom, bro.
You ain't slick.
It's freedom and no
freedom
pressure.
Freedom what, man? He has all the freedom and you think they ain't locking him down?
It's freedom, Dallas, bro. Listen, it's freedom and no pressure. Like he got 2 more years. He got 1+1 after this year is over. He getting 31.6 right now. Next year he got 33.8 guaranteed, and then he got a player option.
Balling out of his mind like he a superstar all of a sudden.
Bro,
Luka needed this. You know what Dallas could do with you right now? And we talking about all these other additions they had you.
Let me tell you, bro. He doing the same thing in Washington that he was doing in Dallas, bro. He up and down. Like he'll give you a game and they'll talk about it, but when he fall into the crevices, they don't talk about him. Gotcha. Like you know, his first game with Washington, 25-5, 19-3. Then he go 14-14. You like, oh, okay, 25-8. Bro, then he go on the stretch, 16 points, 30 points, 23 points, 14 points, 20. Well, he been roasting, bro.
Come on, man. You see what I'm talking about?
Been roasting.
That's what I'm saying.
He's averaging, bro. Well, 22 points. Yeah, the averages say exactly that. 22 points on 47% from the field, 35 from 3. 87 boards? From the free throw, 9.1. He struggled to get 10 boards, bro. Like, he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 board games since he's been in Washington. He's been in Washington for 20-something games. Like, but yeah, man, let's get into this play-in, bro. So we kind of touched on a little bit of playoff seating with Dallas or whatever, but I think Dallas need to improve with players that don't need the ball. Like, I don't think you need to bring in a guard like Tatum when they brought in Kemba. That's the issue. You should have kept Al Horford for the $27 million instead of getting Kemba for $33 million because Al Horford don't need the ball and Al Horford improves intangible things for the team to keep so that Tatum all he got to do is score, rebound, and defend the wing. But whatever. That's what I think Luka needs. Players that don't need the ball to impact the game. And Rudy Gobert is probably one of the top 5 players in that regard. When we get to the play-in odds, we see, New Orleans and San Antonio, the Lakers completely out. They're trash. The New Orleans Pelicans, the San Antonio Spurs, they're the 9-10. Who do you like in that matchup? CJ been balling crazy. He averaging 26 and 7.5 assists.
A lot of y'all like to call CJ McCollum empty calories and all kind of things like that.
He proving himself.
He's a big game player to me. I think him playing next to Dame Lillard, it helps a lot. And since he's been to the Pelicans, mind you, he's coming off a collapsed lung.
Yes, sir.
He has not slouched at all. He's just been killing, just dropping buckets. They've been waiting on Ingram. Ingram came back the last couple games. They put it on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Got the Lakers right out of here.
You forgetting, too, Valanciunas averaging 18 and 11.5 boards this year.
Buckets. My boy Jackson Hayes.
23 and 12 last game.
His name's not Troy Murphy, is it? Trey Murphy?
Trey Murphy, the sniper from UVA.
Big game the other day for him.
6'8".
I like them over San Antonio, man. For me personally, I feel like Greg Popovich, his style is fading with his age. Like, it just doesn't hold the same weight that it used to in an evolving league. So.
No, man, I don't think so. I just don't think he got the talent to prove it. Like, I think he is still a good coach. I think when you look at his young core, like, they haven't hit rock bottom yet. Like, even when they was trying to keep the vets alive and they was trying to keep Rudy Gay and DeRozan and Aldridge, they was trying, they still got a 7 seed. They lost in the first round to Denver that year, in 7 games. And then when they finally decided, okay, this is the year that we're going to let the young guys play, which was last year, DeRozan was still playmaking for those guys. He took the scoring punch where he took away from his scoring so that the young guys could eat. He accepted that, he didn't combat what the Spurs wanted to do. And that was beneficial. But now we're seeing the first year of them. They haven't hit the 13, 14, 15 seed yet, bro. They're a 10 seed with all first year, second year, third year players. And Jakob Porter. So, like,
even with all that said,
we got to keep it in perspective.
I like the Pelicans, and you do too, right?
Yeah.
And if Zion comes back, I like them even more. So.
Yeah, bro. Like, I just think CJ. I think in Portland he was empty calories in Portland, and let me explain why. Because he was playing out of position, bro. Like, CJ might not be Chris Paul, but he need to be at the 1.
No.
He do, bro. Look at him. He been playing the 1 in New Orleans, bro. He running pick and roll. He's getting Herb Jones open shots. He's creating for the Trey Murphys.
He could play
Brandon
the one.
Ingram,
I don't know why I said no so quick. You're right.
I think Brandon Ingram, he averaging 7.5 assists since he's been in New Orleans, and that's a career high for him for any stretch. Like, I think Dame Lillard and CJ do the same thing. CJ more of a mid-range focal, and Dame more of a three-point focal. So when they come off the screen, it's a little different. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not saying they look the same, but what I'm saying is they're a perimeter threat that handles the ball with rhythm. They're not like catching and shooting. CJ can do it, but he don't bring his highest value doing that. And that's what we've seen in Portland. He was playing out of position, 6'1", 2 guard. Like, put him at the 1. He's 6'1". Get a defensive 2. Get a defensive wing. You know, Brandon Ingram at the 2 and Herb Jones at the 3 with Jackson Hayes shooting that corner 3 now. And Valanciunas. That's a long, big lineup, bro.
Yeah, man.
And CJ can be a defensive liability. He's never going to be a good defender. But
safe to say for me, if that trade would have happened a little earlier in the season, they'll have a lot better record than what they got right now.
And Brandon Ingram injury kind of hurt them too, bro. Like, they struggled to win the game.
Of course,
the same way.
In the room being Zion, like, who would have thought the whole year, like, my guy.
Bro, I ain't even gonna speak on Zion, man. I would not extend him this summer if I was the New Orleans Pelicans, and I would take it in the next year, bro. Let him go right into restricted free agency, bro, via sign and trade, get him out of there.
Yo, shout out to the Pelicans fan base. Y'all have endured some front office craziness.
Bro, Zion, he don't want to be there, and I don't want to bank on him coming back and being a generational talent that take us over the hump. If his mind is only focused on getting out.
But picture being a Pelicans fan and your organization traded Anthony Davis and Zion Williams.
You just got to look at how you got to take it for what it is. You got to take it for what it is.
Salute.
Look at the other moves they made, though. They got Valley at 18 and 12 rebounds. They got CJ 25 and 7. And Brandon Ingram still a number 2 overall pick that haven't hit his highest potential. We still got to consider he's 24 years old and in year 6, and he's still growing as a player. I like to see Brandon Ingram be more of a direct scorer and a wing defender at 6'9", 25, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists. I think he focused on trying to be in a point guard too much. I think he need to really just focus on getting to that mid-range like what we see from DeRozan. But let's talk.
I think real quick, I think Brandon Ingram needs to look at what Jason Tatum's doing and take a real good look at himself in the mirror and say, there's no reason why I can't be that or better. There's no reason.
Exactly, and I agree. Like, I think he's trying to be a point forward, and he don't bring his highest value in doing that. He had the last couple of years, with injuries from Zion, and he could handle the ball a lot more. Yeah. And he crafted the skill of passing, but I don't think passing at a high volume bring his highest impact. I think he need to, now that you have that skill, now you need to use your scoring punch so that when it's time to pass, you can get 3 or 4 assists. But you don't need to try to chase 6 assists a game. Nah, that's not what you need to be doing. But when you look at Minnesota and the Clippers, the Clippers held up. They held up water, bro, all year. Defense, they just got Norman Powell back. He had a hot game. His first couple of games back, Paul George came down on the tear. He looking like an MVP level player.
These are 2 teams that were a little higher in the standings mid-season, though. They both kind of took a little dip. And understandably for the Clippers, but not understandably for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who's been pretty healthy.
Well, Anthony Edwards definitely took a fall this year, so you got to consider that
Russell's very inconsistent.
Health with Anthony Edwards. He a 21, 22 point guy for them, so got to consider that. But also, I think Minnesota right where they should be, bro. Like, when you just look at the wave of how 82 game season can go, they coming out of the trenches in their 7 seed. I'll be proud of that. We can build on that next year. Anthony should get better. Carl's still growing. He was drafted the same year as Brandon. Yep. So, they can build. No, Ben Simmons got drafted the same year as Brandon. It was the year before Carl got drafted. But, these young dudes still growing, bro. So, you got D'Lo. I think D'Lo hit his ceiling. I think he got the lowest. I think he got the lowest ceiling out of all of those guys.
Jeez.
Between Edwards, Towns, and D'Lo, I think D'Lo have the lowest ceiling.
He don't look like he's as passionate about the game. No offense if you are, but he just don't look like he is. That being said, I'm going to go with the Clippers. The experience on that team, Paul George, he's back healthy, fresh, and he's killing. He's been killing lately. Pat Bell, all those guys, these guys are dogs. Ty Lue, he's not.
The Clippers, Pat Bell played for Minnesota, bro. You sleeping.
I said Pat Bell. Reggie Jackson, my fault. Reggie Jackson, my bad.
Yeah, Pat Bell played for Minnesota, and he improved their defense with Vanderbilt and McDaniels. They got a good little thing going on.
He playing his old team then. He going to want that game.
You see what I'm saying? He gonna motivate them dudes to give effort, bro.
Nah, dog. Ty Lue gonna have that game, bro.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, Ty Lue is definitely a good coach.
But with that being said, I do like Minnesota against the Pelicans, though.
Yeah,
that's
gonna be a tough game though because because the Pelicans got more veteran leadership, bro. Like more veteran production, like leadership in the way of how we play on the floor and who do we need to produce for us to win. Not leadership in terms of the bodies that's on the squad. Like CJ and Valanciunas been around the league. Like, they've been through a lot. You know, when you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, come on, you depend on Anthony Edwards to get 25. Like, he in the second year, you know, in a must-win game. When they throw Herb Jones on him, Herb been defending, bro. We see what he was doing to LeBron. Now, LeBron still roasted against the Pelicans in the third quarter, 21 points. But when we just look at Herb Jones, bro, he a demon.
Yeah, he did.
He a demon. So, like, yeah, man, when we move over to the Eastern Conference, Atlanta got Charlotte. I think that's it.
Bro, hold on. Let's talk about the West real quick plan. You gonna miss it, you gonna miss it, boy, around the playoffs, ain't you? Ain't the same for you, huh?
Bro, I'm good, bro. I think at this point in LeBron's career, he don't got nothing else to prove. Chase that 40,000, bro.
That's how I feel.
Chase that 40,000.
That's how I feel.
If you win, great. If you don't, it's their fault.
Like, that being said, doing that on the Lakers is gonna be tough because they expected y'all to win. If I'm Bron, I'm rotting away on OKC somewhere, but I'm dropping 40 a game, baby.
Bro, if I'm Bron, man, like, obviously I want them to retool the roster. I want to win games. You know, 3 seed would have been a lot better than 11 seed. You know what I mean? That's my expectation, at least top 3. But
the problem is going to be, can he chase that scoring title and still win games?
Bro, I don't think he's going to chase it next year. I think
he has to chase it, bro.
Bro, no, he don't. All he got to do for the next year, bro, he going to pass Kareem if he just averages 21 points per game up until the All-Star break.
Next year?
Next year. Kareem. Now, the 40,000, he got to chase it. He got to chase that. Like, he got to come out next year, average 27, 28 points. Now, and that's just so he can be in line to pass it easily the year after. But if we just average the number out, I don't got the exact math. Y'all can check out my episode, LeBron 40,000. I did all the math and all the calculations for how many exact games he needed to play to do it. But when you look at him, bro, at this point, you know he already up 20. He already up 36,000. So let's just do the math for 4,000. 4,000 divided by what? 100 is 40. Mm-hmm. So he got to average 40 for 100 games. So he got to average 20 for, would I just say 40 for 100 games? He got to average 20 for 200 games, which is 2.5 seasons. Yeah. So averaging 20. So if he averaged 25, he going to clear that in 2 seasons, bro.
He still needs about 2 seasons.
2 seasons to get 40,000.
Of scoring about 25, though.
Yeah. Every year LeBron plays in the NBA, he's gonna be an all NBA level player.
At this point, he's never gonna be a way better passer and all of that than trying to go for.
He's gonna be bro. LeBron in retirement mode when it's time to go. He gonna be a power forward. He's not gonna be a point guard. He gonna sit on the block, post up, shoot the fadeaways, get little layups. And the only time he gonna pass is out of the post. He gonna average about 5.5 assists, just like he doing right now, bro. I don't think LeBron gonna chase 8.
Opposite. He's gonna step further and further away from that basket. And it's going to be 3-pointers after 3-pointers. You know what big men do? They always fade away. After that, it's 3-point shots for the rest of their career, dog.
Okay, so when you look at Brooklyn and Cleveland, though, they play tonight. This is a big game tonight, bro. And if Brooklyn lose this game, Atlanta jumps into the 8th seed. Now Brooklyn got to win 2 to get in. And there's only 1 game left. Yeah. So after this. Yeah. So
but
they got to win that game.
I'm a diehard Brooklyn fan, and I never quit on my team. But guess what? It's over for us, dog. Not in the play-in. It's not. We get
time for a championship.
Yeah, we not. Come on. The odds still have us as second best. You know what, right?
I want y'all to beat Cleveland in that play-in so y'all can go up against that man in the first round and get roasted.
I don't think Brooklyn is scared of Giannis, bro.
You don't got to be scared. Hey, look. When you in a club, somebody step on your shoe, you ain't scared to fight. But when they ball you up, I mean, at the end of the day, I won't scared, but I still got balled up.
I'm more afraid of how they play as a core. Because Giannis, you know what it is? Giannis gonna do what he do against everybody.
Put his head down.
Yeah, there's nothing. I've not seen anybody stop him but himself. It's when Bobby Portis is just dropping threes.
Chris Middleton
is
Drew Holiday,
Drew Holiday making everybody look small.
Grayson Allen, Jordan Nwora.
You just toss it up. It's over, man. You can't. And they all playing solid defense.
Yeah, when you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they got a team defense. And when you can sustain stops and you can get stops, it's crazy. Like, Giannis is going to get 35 on 55% or more.
With like 15 boards, so yeah, add that.
And defense, and he's going to get 5 or 6 assists because he draw 3 people every game. Every time he drives, he's drawing 3 people. So when you look at Giannis with a team defense, it's going to be hard to match it.
I'm sick of Giannis, man.
Hey, man, I'm loving it.
I'm sick of it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it, man, because Giannis is the next. He's the next thing, bro. He's the next dude to make a push into the top 20 all time. Arguably,
man has really developed his game and all that. Anyway,
and we were talking about this earlier in the year. Now that there's only 2 games left, Giannis is taking the career high from 3 to 10 feet. He's taking the career high from 10 to 16 feet, and he's making a career high percentage from both at 41.5%.
And the shot don't look bad. Just the eye test, when you see him go, before it was like you see him go for that shot, it's like 8 different mechanical movements to his shot. Now it's more fluid and smooth.
That's how you got to build it up, though. It's just like playing drums. Playing drums, you got to start with the easy stuff. Then you got to do the and then you can speed it up. You got to play it slow first. Mm-hmm. And that's what he did. He took a whole season, discipline, wanting to get better, the hunger. You know what I mean? This is what we missing from players like James Harden. He had it when he was in Houston becoming a star, but now that he's a star, he's lost that. We don't see that same flame in James Harden, bro. Straight up. And Giannis got it. Giannis got determination. He want to get better for himself, not for everybody else. Yeah. And that's why I respect him. But I want to see Brooklyn and Giannis in the first round. Brooklyn going to get knocked out the first round, and then next year they're going to be even more hungry to chase the championship. They're going to feel the pressure to win. That's what I feel. And I think Brooklyn coming back next year with a training camp, Ben Simmons, Kyrie, vaccine no matter, Kevin Durant, retool a couple of role players. Still got Patty Mills. You got Cam Thomas, hopefully Steve Nash smart enough to run a good rotation. And next year y'all going to be, you know, y'all got to win a championship.
So basically you got Brooklyn winning that game against Cleveland, being the 7th spot, going against the Bucks.
Going against the
Bucks.
All
right, so you got 9-10 now. That's Atlanta Hawks.
I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta for the AFC. I like Atlanta for the AFC. I don't want Cleveland to make it just because of the fact of, you know, the players that impacted winning for them.
Oh, wait, so you already got Atlanta beating the Hornets?
Yeah.
Which is off rip.
Off rip.
Why? Why so easily? Why you didn't even mention it to the point that it's a shoe in Atlanta?
Because they got wing depth. And Charlotte don't play defense at all.
At all.
Bro, Trae Young going to be throwing lobs all day against them, bro. You take a lob. You take a lob. You take a lob. Onyeka Okongwu, great lottery pick.
That's my guy.
You got Clint. He a corpse of himself. He's not as good as he once was, but he's still a serviceable big. He's still a good starter.
But there's no John Collins.
I mean, but see, and I think John was a player that could score off ball, catching lobs, catching threes. But I think Trae Young is a player that flourished when he just got role players defending around him, bro. DeAndre Hunters of the world, Bogdanovich just catch and shoot, and everybody else just running around. Like, that's what he need. I don't think he need a player to take the ball from him. And I think they can still win games that way. Like LaMelo, we see with his game, he need players that he can advance the ball to and let them make a play. Like, he's still a facilitator, but half court, Trae Young need that ball 35+% usage for him to be the highest height of himself. And I just think he a better closer than anybody on the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets kind of let me down this season. I thought they could have been like what Memphis was to the West.
Agreed. I thought they were going to be a top 5. I thought they were going to be what Cleveland was before injury. Yeah. I thought they were going to be what Cleveland was. And when I look at
drop a 10, that's
they lost Gordon. They need Gordon Hayward. People sleep on how good he is. 6'8". He brought versatility, passing, rebounding, shooting the 3, the mid range, and getting to the rim. So, you know, that gave LaMelo another target. You would have had Rozier as a target. Miles Bridges is a target. Gordon Hayward is a target. Now you take away one of those guys. Now you need Mason Plumlee to score. You need Cody Martin to hit a 3. Yeah. And like now, PJ Washington. You feel what I'm saying? Like now it's a big difference. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when we just look at Brooklyn, like I was saying, talking about moving forward, Kyrie, man, you know, now we starting to see him slow down a little bit. He came in hot because he was rested and he was able to have rest in between all the home games and stuff. Now that he's playing every night, you know, he's still rolling, but the efficiency is slightly down. What do you think about you know, Kyrie's season overall? You know, 27, 5 and 4, average 47, 42, 90 from the field. So
I feel like those numbers are inflated. The numbers were amazing when he first came back from COVID, but lately, as you see, he has to ramp up and take more of a load on. The efficiency has tanked.
42% from the field over the last 12 games.
That's not. He's taking a lot of shots, man. They pretty short. It looked like his legs ain't under him.
It's the mid range. It's the fadeaways. He's still hitting the 40 clip 3, and he's still hitting 91% from the free throw over that stretch. So it's those fadeaways. It's those acrobatic finishes where he got to explode to the rim.
He's settling. He's settling for jump shots a lot. He's not attacking the basket as much as he's supposed to, and that's bad. But like I said, I think the consistency is what the Nets don't have. So whether or not Kyrie is balling or not, the rest of the guys, we don't have a defensive core. We're just as bad as Charlotte on defense. Yeah. When you think about it, we got guys that can turn it on at certain times, but we need a consistent. We talking about going up against Miami, Boston, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
These are consistent defensive teams, and Brooklyn don't have no semblance of that at all.
And when you look at mistakes like playing Goran Dragic more than Andre Drummond, like you need, like I don't understand why people don't value it. Like y'all was winning games with Drummond. Like when Curry was out there and Drummond was running that off that screen, and Curry was doing the handoff, getting to the mid range, and KD was able to score, and Kyrie was in and out of the rotation, so it was looking a lot better. I know, like. We so in love with like 4 guards on the court now, like 3 guards on the court at a time. Like Andre Drummond give you second chances, so those jump shooters like Kyrie can't afford to miss because he gonna clean it up sometimes. You know what I mean? Like a lot more times than anybody else you got on your roster. So like Andre Drummond,
they're already not playing Brook Lopez, and Aldridge is hobbling, and you don't play Andre Drummond. So where's your bigs coming from?
Blake Griffin. You said Brook Lopez. Blake Griffin. Don't play Blake Griffin. You got Nick Claxton. You got LaMarcus Aldridge. I think y'all can play Aldridge in the playoffs. I think y'all was really protecting his heart issue this season, not trying to play him so much. But he going to come in and play serviceable minutes off the bench, stretch the mid-range, and do that thing.
I'm looking at the East. Even the Raptors got killer defense.
But the Raptors are – that's my favorite watch. You know, every year we pick our teams that, you know, we think going to win a championship. We pick our MVPs and all that stuff. I have a favorite watch, and that's usually the team that a lot of people don't get a lot of national televised games, that you got to see a couple of games and kind of just naturally latch on to and go back and see another one and go back and see another one. Scotty Barnes is my rookie of the year. I think in his role, he don't statistically put up, you know, the passing like Cade. He don't get the blocks or the steals like Evan Mobley, but he does everything on the floor. Everything on the floor, and I like Toronto. That's my favorite watch this year. But yeah, man, Kevin Durant still got to carry y'all to wins. That's why I just don't think y'all gonna win. He got to average 38 for y'all to hold a series against a competitive team. He averaged 30 points this year, 7.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists, career high, 1 steal and 1 block, shooting 52% from the field, 38.5% from 3, and 90.5% from the free throw. So
best player in the world,
Giannis. I'll finish that sentence for you. Nah, it's Giannis, bro. Just within what these dudes do.
Why is Giannis better than Jokic?
Giannis is better than Jokic because of, first of all, athletically, it inclines him to be able to be more impactful on the defensive end.
But skill-wise, he don't got the skill Jokic got.
But he brings the same impact. They both got the same PER. Giannis got more defensive win shares. Jokic got more offensive win shares, but Giannis is right behind him in second place.
One's more athletic, one's more skilled. So one's career is poised for longevity.
We talking about who's better right now.
Right now,
Giannis. Yeah. If I had to take a player, I'm taking Giannis.
But you got Jokic as your MVP though.
I do. He having a better season.
So right now,
Giannis my number 2.
So right now, Jokic is better than Giannis.
To be the number 1 player in the league, it take more than 1 year. It take about 5.
But this year, Jokic is better than Giannis.
He's having a better season than Giannis, but Giannis is a better player than Jokic.
All right. Y'all see what he doing, right? Yo, comments, yo.
Hey, you see how you try to get comments, me, man. If you ask me who having a better season, Devin Booker or Harden, I'm gonna have to say who's a better guard. I'm gonna have to say Harden because
no, man, not
listen,
no more.
listen though. Listen to what I'm saying. Although Harden's decline have been a cliff this year, he kind of like jumped off a mountain. We still have to respect that the young players got to put it in more than once. Like I know Book been averaging 26 points per game for the last 4 years consecutively, and Book, I know what he's doing. But when you look at the Donovan Mitchells, the Devin Bookers, they're still crafting their game from a young perspective. Like these young Bucks gotta stomp them out. Like you gotta stomp LeBron out. Giannis had to stomp him out. Like LeBron was holding, when LeBron won that championship in the bubble, Giannis was clearly the best player regular season. He had the highest level. He was putting up 30s. He was, getting the rebounds, getting 6 assists, steals, and blocks, best defender in the league, arguably. Like, Giannis had to do 2 MVPs in a row, a defensive player of the year, and win the championship with a finals MVP in dominant fashion. That's how you stomp somebody out. You get what I'm saying? Devin Booker isn't a hands-down first-team All-NBA guard yet. And that's why I say, like, the players that sustain that level, Steph Curry, Ja, you got to stomp them out. Trae Young, you got to stop him out. 10 seed ain't good enough.
Fair. That's almost like punishing Devin Booker to being in a really good system and a good team, because we don't know what Devin Booker could do if he's on some scrappy team where they just require him to do that. He doesn't have an Ayton or a Bridges or a Chris Paul.
And that's why I say he's in his young stage. We've seen him do that. And it was young, so we can't hold it against him completely.
Okay,
but we're at a point.
And then before the bubble started, you know who the hottest team in they ain't make it, but you know who the hottest team in the league was right before that? It was Chris Paul wasn't there yet. It was Devin Booker putting it on.
You're right, man. Hey, man, that season overall they only won like 33 games. So let's keep it in perspective.
That's true.
They won like 30. They won like 30 games. So
That's true, man.
but with the Suns, I just think like I took it to a higher scale with Giannis and LeBron. Like Kevin Durant got a number one level skill level and talent, but he haven't put it all together on the floor to prove it. Like LeBron at the same time, if you want to say the Golden State run, Kevin Durant was the best player in the world. I don't think that's applicable because I don't think he did enough to overtake what LeBron was still sustaining at that time synonymously. Now LeBron missing the playoffs in 2018, Giannis get an MVP. Kevin Durant get hurt in the finals in 2019. That hurts his case. He misses a whole season in which Giannis get the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. At that same time, LeBron won a championship. Right? That very next year, last year LeBron was the first round exit. Giannis gets the championship. So a lot of things happened at the same time that took LeBron down and also put Giannis up. You get what I'm saying? Giannis got to go up as well as LeBron go down. Let's say Giannis get one MVP in that time and he never wins the championship. Now the door's still open. You get what I'm saying? The door's still open. You got to slam it shut. You got to do it too, while also the other player doing less.
That's right.
And that's what I don't think Devin Booker done yet. I would love to see Devin Booker come out and average 28, 5, and 5 like Kobe. And I'm not saying the defense is gonna be there, but Devin Booker have gotten better on defense to a point where now he's at least at the average level statistically.
What if that's not required of him? That's the thing. If it's not required of him, they're not gonna do it. Especially not with Chris Paul out there. They're not gonna do that.
It's the type of thing where you just got to do it. Like Klay Thompson, in his role was great. But 22, 3, and 3, like, we can't, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, are you a slam dunk all-NBA player? Like, we know what you're doing within your role, but we got players that's doing it. Like, we got 29, 9, and 9 pulling out with Luka. We got James Harden 38 and 7. Like, Klay, we know how good you are, but in that situation, you just can't do it. Like, Kobe knew how good the Lakers were. He knew he could have got to the finals again with Shaq, but he just couldn't do it in that role. He had to get out of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, Kobe knew I got to do it. Like, I got to put out 30 a game while also leading a championship for them to give me that what I want. You know what I mean?
You know who has the highest scoring game since Kobe Bryant's 81?
Book with 70.
Okay.
Book with 70. I understand, bro. I understand the argument. I understand, but I just think like a player like Ja, we seen his talent last year. But he had to come out and average 26 in order to be starting to get compared to the top of the league. Like, if he would have came out this year with another, last year he averaged 19 and 7. Let's say this year he come out with 21 and 8, and Memphis still winning. I don't think he will be where he's at in terms of the cachet that we've given him this year. The 26
because Ja's green light. Devin Booker's not green light.
Yes, he is.
They don't. He has to play in the flow, whenever Chris Paul hits him in the right moment, and when he's not lobbing it to Ayton. Ja Morant don't got to worry about none of that. Give me the ball up court, and whatever I want to do is about to happen now.
That's true.
Booker's not awarded that freedom in that system.
But I kind of disagree, bro. I think that system is, bro. It's been. If we go through Devin Booker, we kind of getting to the top of the episode. But let's just get to Devin Booker, bro. Like, he have multiple games this year taking 30 shots, like, with Chris Paul on the floor. Like, he's the engine of the team. His impact is through scoring. I'm not saying he got to average 8 assists. I'm not saying he got to average 9 rebounds. But like I said, 28, 5, and 5. Like, he averaging 5 assists right now with Chris Paul. Like, I think Devin Booker can be a 28, 5, and 5 guy. I really think that. I don't think that's out of the
and
crazy.
There's no reason
like Tatum.
And he can be. He's not.
Like, picture of Tatum was averaging 23, 8, and 2 with the same defense and the same efficiency. It'll be like, he a great young player. We see where he's growing to, but he got another level to get to. I think Book got another level he can get to because his impact is strictly through scoring. His impact is through those mid-range shots, through that threes, and generating free throws.
All right, so here's what my argument is with that. You know he can do that right now, right? You just said he just has to actually do it on the court. You're not saying he doesn't have the potential to do it right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think he could. I think
he just doesn't do it.
That's why we seen when Chris Paul went out, there is more freedom and more understanding that I got to do this now. But I don't think Chris Paul will like slap him in the back of the head if he took 24 shots a game. Like, because he does that with Chris Paul on the floor. They look to get Book is the engine of their offense.
Yeah. And he's
26 points efficiently. Like I'm not poo-pooing it, but I just think it's another level he can get to, and I think they holding him back from like literally taking like same thing with Donovan Mitchell. It's another level he can get to. We giving him the adulation he deserves. I think these three shooting guard. Donovan Mitchell was a #1 seed last year, averaging 26.
Mitchell is green light too, though. He has a green light, and
all of these
with
dudes,
the green light, he's not what Devin Booker is to me.
Bro, Devin Booker got a game. He took 40 shots this year. 29, 29, 27, 26, 26, 26, 25, 25, 25, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24, 23, 22, 22, 22. Bro,
he never takes less than 20 shots, basically.
Bro, he's a 20 shot guaranteed player, bro. Well, 20
for the most part.
28 out of
usually.
Well, no, actually, your case is true. Both of us are saying the right thing. We saying the same thing, but we arguing against each other, but we saying the same thing. He got a lot of games where he took under 20. He got like 78 games played, and he only took 20 plus shots 28 times. So that's what I'm saying, though. Your floor got to be a little higher. I think his floor can be a little higher because, you know, when we look at all those games, he don't take 17 points, 19 points. 11 points, 21 points, 16 points, 16, 18, 15, 13, 12, 11, 15, 18, 18, 13. Those floor 8 points in the game he played 37 minutes. You know, those floor games is what hold your average down.
Yeah, but you got to know what Phoenix is doing, bro. They are winning those games.
I watch it. Yeah, I watch it.
All of those games, bro.
I think you still got to do it, though. I just think you got to do it.
For the accolades, I get it. If I'm Devin Booker and I got kids out there and all that, I'm dropping 30 on y'all next year. That's
so yeah, man. With that being said, man, we covered a lot in this episode, and I mean, I appreciate you coming through, Elijah. Thumbnail right there.
Always have fun when we do this, man.
Yeah, for sure. Get an episode in. You know what I mean? The league coming down the stretches, the closing stretches play in next week.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe on the video if y'all made it this far as the RiSSky Powerhouse. Got my boy ELI Stewart in the building. Brooklyn, stand up. Best player in the league right here. We out of here.